Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Sonia from Truesoulintuition, and we're here to do a reading for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter and Mars to bring forward any messages from Spirit about your heart space, your love space. We're truly going to focus on your energy more than anyone else's, unless they push into your reading, of course. It can be about how you're feeling inside, or even if you're thinking about somebody right now and where you're at with that, and hopefully bring some positivity to the situation for you. I've just changed the setup behind there. I have paintings and things, all sorts. So I just wanted to bring in a bit of balance and stuff here with the Buddha, which he likes. I'm pretty sure he was happy about that. I feel like I saw that statue smile just a little bit. And it's just part of my process. But if you're new to my channel and resonate with me as a reader, please like, share and subscribe. I do appreciate that. And if you're returning, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much for being patient with me, because I know it can be hard since I was being a little bit inconsistent, just going through stuff, doing what I needed to do to get into a good headspace. I'm going to go deep today on the spiritual space. I think it's just a calling across the board. There's no more, no more shallowness for those that have already taken the leap. No more surface talk. This is all deep, and which is something that I do. That is my tag. Sometimes we need to look a little deeper, to look at the deeper, darker parts of us that we don't talk about, and get to know ourselves and get to know our energy, and to understand that where we focus our energy, that's where, like where your focus goes, that's where your energy flows. And if you're focusing on negative things in your life, now is the time to really pull back and start focusing on what you do have and the blessings that you do have in your life. So if you've come here for a love reading, that's good, because this is a love reading for you. And we're not going to really focus on others, but if you want to know, I will be bringing in whoever it is that is in your space, in your heart space, towards the end of the reading. But this is mainly for those that want to know a little bit more, or get a little bit more confirmation about who they are. So Capricorn, guess what? There's so much going on astrologically for Capricorn this year, in the house of Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn rising, and I realize that this gives me a little bit more depth to my spiritual space. Also a Libra, Scorpio cusp, or the Cancer moon. Like, all my astrology tends to lead me towards the deeper, darker places of our psyche and our spiritual space. So let's go deep, Capricorn. I know you can handle it. I know you can do it, because a true Capricorn is not afraid of the dark. Even though we might be a little bit slower moving and a lot more practical and work-orient focused, but we are actually really deep spiritual beings. Very deep, almost watery deep sometimes, aren't we, Capricorns? But we don't show that part of us because we're also very private. And it's okay. Nothing wrong with not wanting to share that. But Spirit is going to come and open all the doors for us, and let's just see what's going on. I feel like I've talked too much. Let's just get straight into it. So I'm just going to put my energy into these cards right now and take a moment. I do apologize if my nails look a little dirty. I actually draw, and I did chalk pastels, and they're really hard to get out of your nails. I do apologize about that. We thank our spirit guides, our angels, our family members, our ancestors that are coming forward to help us today, to find our truth in the noise, to find ourselves, to see ourselves the way we need to. We thank you for all that you do. Always thank your spirit guides, guys, because they only want you to succeed. I always give appreciation to my spirit guides. And so let's see what's going on in the energy of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter and Mars. Venus, Jupiter, and Mars. This is the Sacred Rebel Oracle. This is new to me, which I kind of like because I like to intuitively speak and what the card actually says to me without the knowledge of what it is. So if I do know about the card, because I have read a lot of the cards, I will also put that energy into it. They're just telling me to give it a really good shuffle. So we will for Capricorn, and we'll just see what comes forward. For Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, please, and Mars. Oh. Okay. Visions of life beyond death. Okay. Got two that fell out together. Inner trust and after the storm, which is, wow, that's actually pretty cool because it's the first two cards of this deck. Let's see one more. One underneath. Okay, thank you. Conscious connections. Wow, I like that card. So you've got a lot going on, Capricorn, I can tell you that. But a lot of it is about trusting yourself and believing. Now we have visions of life beyond death. Okay, so this is connecting to a lot of spiritual space here, a lot of knowledge, this is like connecting to your higher self. This is also getting the information that you need from the universe. A lot of things are manifesting before you're like pre-warned about things in the world. Like, this is not just about death itself. It's also about life. So you may be, okay, I'm just going to put it out there, Capricorn, starting to look at past lives, starting to think, wonder why I'm built like this. Why am I built like this? Why do I think like this? Why do I do things like this? And really don't have a strong foundation of it. But yet there's this urge, like, okay, like me. Perfect example. I've never been to school. I've always been self-taught. And anything that I do, for some odd reason, I get really good at things just through my own personal endeavours. So, and it's weird because sometimes I can just pick up things and draw, like really draw a beautiful image. And never been taught how to draw. It's just something that I was naturally good at. So I feel like you're the same. You pick up things really fast, and it's almost like you have this inner knowing of what it is when you pick it up. Like, you gain knowledge. You gain knowledge from people. You may have the gift of transference. So you come around people with talent, and all of a sudden you have this talent, and you're not too sure why. And so you think, oh, maybe in my past life, I might have been something or such, and you're starting to explore beyond death. Visions of life beyond death. Okay, so it's a little bit far reaching here, but I feel like a lot of yous are starting to actually get to know yourself a lot better and find that there's a lot of information in your dreams, in the teachings you were told, and things that you hear. Your intuitive voice speaks to you regularly. Like, about people. You feel people's vibes. You may be an empath. Actually, I think anyone that watches tarot that feels and resonates with these cards in some way, shape or form are empaths, because they just have this knowledge or knowing that they should watch and resonate with this. Like, the information rings true to them. And it's sort of like, like I said, it's like you'll hear your voice or this intuitive self talking, and it will say to you, turn left up here. This is just an example I always give. Turn left up here, because if you turn right, I don't feel like turning right is going to be very beneficial for you. And so you turn left, even though usually you would turn right, but for some odd reason it just sits in your mind, and as you come up to the corner, you turn left. Now, 2 days later, you read in the newspaper, or we don't really read newspapers these days, do we? We mainly go on Facebook. You go onto your local page and you see there was an accident down that street exactly at the time you were supposed to go down there. And you realize, oh my God, my intuition is just popping. It saved me. It's looking after me. Your higher self is always looking after you. And Capricorn, you should know this. I don't know why. You should just know this. It's just the knowledge that you already have, and you've got you're getting a lot of messages You're getting a lot of emotional messages. Your intuition is just, you're allowing it to come forward now. You're allowing the voice to be heard now. And in that, you find a lot of inner trust. Here, I love this. Very simple card. But what it says is huge. You're looking into the mirror and seeing that you wear a cloak. Okay, and I'm just going to tell you what this cloak is. And no, it's not the cloak of invisibility. And I just heard you say that, but it's not that. You've been under the cloak of invisibility for a long time. A lot of these gifts and that have been invisible to anyone else because it was supposed to be like that. You were supposed to acknowledge it before it gets acknowledged by others. Now, this could relate to, because this is all about the spirituality of who you are, Capricorn. So I feel like a lot of you is just starting to really believe in yourself and revealing yourself a little bit more. This cloak, you see, is actually a gift. It is a gift from the universe that you, at times when you need, can be invisible when you need it. So you can turn, this is an on and off switch. Because this coming in all the time, not humanly possible, and not, you don't, like, if you anyone listens to Dan DePandy, I love him, he's amazing. You have a finite amount of energy, and each day you can only take so much on. So only so much of this can come through, okay? Because after a while you need to turn it on and off. But in saying that, it probably comes to you all the time. You can just discern what you want to focus on and what you don't. But there's a lot of strength in inner trust, and it's sort of like a humble way of looking at yourself as well. So there's a lot of humbleness with you. It's like you're not, I mean, Capricorn, they usually say you're very materialistic. You're very about the physical. But I feel like when you start understanding who you are inside, you start becoming less worried about the materialistic stuff. You're more focused on the inner stuff, the inner beauty, the inner knowing, the inner trust. Because this intuitive voice that keeps talking to you, or the spiritual space, keeps calling your name. And you've heard it, and you answered the call. And they want you to know that. And I feel emotional saying that because I feel like out there, some of you are just like the light's just gone on and you believe it. And you believe it. Inner trust. I love that. And the thing is, I feel like a lot of Capricorns have been going through a lot, but that is now changing with after the storm. Now, I love this card because there's that owl again. The owl is a guardian and a companion. Like I said, a lot of the cards have been getting this, by the way. A lot of the zodiac signs have been getting the after the storm, and it's like after the mess of what everything has been happening this year, of all the healing, all the inner work, the shadow work, the intuitive voices, the spiritual space, as you are starting to expand and your connection with the sun or the divine is growing stronger, you're being sent gifts from them, by the way, through messages, through, I'm not going to say apparitions, but you may be seeing things in your mind's eye. Okay, apparitions, they mean like manifestations, like things unfolding right in front of you. You may find that you're manifesting amazing things because behind this, after the storm, out comes the sun, and behind it all is the sun, is the light in your life. Okay? And it's all very much about you at this time, and not in a selfish way, because I hate how people perceive when you are really focused on yourself that you're selfish, but you're actually not selfish. You're just understanding who you are. And that's selfless, because a better you makes a better world around you. You know what I mean? Because you see things through a better filter. You see the brighter version of your life and less about the darker version. Because, hey, don't get me wrong, as Capricorns, we can be very obsessive, very toxic at times when we want to be. We can be very stagnant. We can be very materialistic. We can be very judgy. Like, across the board, all signs can be like this. This isn't just Capricorn. But in ourselves, we know this to be true. And the thing is, A lot of the people that are resonating with this particular message, they're not about that. They're about the light. So they're starting to bring the light in after all this inner work, all the darkness. So you're manifesting, bringing about things that you need, and you're manifesting a better life for yourself. You see over here, this is where in visions of life, beyond death, this is when the owl isn't real. The owl is, in essence, a spiritual guide. But in this one, this is when it comes to you. This is when it's bringing you a gift. See, here's the octahedron. It's actually bringing you a divine connected gift, a blessing, reward for all the work and belief that you've been putting into yourself. Like, this is about you. And I'm just asking about this conscious connections, because I feel like because you've done a lot of work, okay? You've done a lot of work and the rewards are coming forward. You're actually going to be consciously creating relationships in your life that benefit your lifestyle. So this isn't even about, see how they're naked, except they're, neither is you. So they're not really focused on the lower parts. They're focused on being, this is a space where you can be vulnerable with someone or vulnerable with people. And it's like, love me when I'm naked. Love me through all my flaws. Love me for who I am, not what I have. And I will love you. And it's just weird because you've got these koi fish swimming in there. And I feel like it's just about, because this is a very Japanese feel, with the umbrellas and stuff like that. But I feel like it's more about with these goldfish, it's just finding your person. And sometimes you find them when you're not looking. So you're both looking away from each other and yet they mirror each other. So you may be dealing with a twin flame, a soulmate. I don't really like to, sort of go into that space anymore because I just feel like sometimes we just need to create the space for it to become what it needs to be naturally without being a human and putting labels on everything and then just classing them as that. I think people need to work towards being what you believe them to be without you putting a label on them and just marking them as this. Because I feel like if people are given the space to be who they need to be, they'll really find themselves. And I feel like you might be dwelling a lot on the past, or someone from the past is dwelling on you, really looking at you, really respecting who you are in your vulnerability and understanding who you are while you're naked. This like spiritually, even physically, like this person is comfortable to be around. Let's just put it like that. You just feel comfortable with this person and this person feels comfortable with you. And even though you're not always focusing on each other, you're mirroring each other. So you move in like in a synchronized way. That's why the koi fish, because the koi fish will float around the pond, they're doing the same thing. They move within their space and they get bigger and larger and they're pretty hearty for a fish, So I don't know why they pulled that in, but I just feel like, like the fluidity of this relationship. If you are in a relationship, that is, or this is someone that is coming towards you because you're consciously starting to bring your energy to the front of your mind and using the power of, manifestation to bring in someone that you can be truly yourself with. You know what I mean? And that maybe that is your reward. But I just feel like you're creating relationships in your life that are more beneficial to the lifestyle that you choose to live now. You know what I mean? You may be reevaluating a lot of relationships that are in your life. You may be letting them go consciously and embarking on new adventures consciously. Like that's what I mean. You're doing this awake. You're very aware. Before you were in the dream space, so this is when you were in the subconscious mind, and over here with inner trust is when you understand it and see you in there, and then the spirit is coming forward and saying, you know what, I'm really happy that you did this. I'm really happy. Here's your reward. And in comes conscious connections. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic connection. It can be like a business opportunity. an adventure. It's like something different that you're not used to. Someone different. They'll just stand out. They'll stand right out to you, like in weird ways. You know what I mean? I don't know how this is going to come about, but I just feel like for whoever this resonates, you'll just happen upon this person, and they'll be like, "Hey," and you'll be like, "Hey," and then from there things unfold naturally. Like, this isn't forced. This is just what is. You know what I mean? So you may be having a lot of serendipity, a lot of synchronicities towards this person. So I have the Mystic Monday tarot deck. So we're just going to flip a tarot card for each of these and bring forward any extra messages that Spirit wants you to think about. And we'll just give it a good shuffle. I shuffled them before, but it's always nice to see your dealer shuffling your cards so that you know that it's, not forced. So we're going to ask about visions of life beyond death. What does Spirit have to say about that? Ooh. Oh, yeah, you know it. You know it. Queen of Cups. We'll talk about this once I've flipped them all. You have 4 cards to flip. Inner trust, please. Inner trust. What does Spirit have to say about inner trust? You got 3 cards for this one, but I like what it says. You've got Ace of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and your own card, the Devil. I like what it says. I like that. After the storm, please. After the storm. You have strength. Beautiful. Conscious connections. Conscious connections. The world. Woo! Like, these are some powerful cards coming out. Like, I'm not even joking how powerful this is right now for Capricorns. It's like, wow, what is up here? Okay, so let's get into it. Whew, I felt energy just pop into your reading. It's just like, wow. But anyway, we have visions of life beyond death with the Queen of Cups. So this is a big spiritual awakening or an epiphany here. And the thing about the Queen of Cups is she is an empath. She's a very considerate, kind, loving, nurturing queen. Very strong with her emotions. She uses her emotions and her intuition quite strongly. Very strong connection with the stars here. So you may be into astrology. You may be into the occult and occult practices, so paganism, pagan witch, and you could be very strong in your faith with, whatever it is, whatever religion you choose to have. See, for me, I choose spiritualism. And I know that's weird, but it's just a word that I made up because I just love all spirituality, all religion, and I take my truth from little things that I resonate within each thing and bring it into a whole, because I feel like spirituality is a whole thing. It's not just very black and white. It's not set. It's a space. And I feel like whatever you're into, you're definitely into some type of spirituality. If it's not an awakening, it's just like you've found emotional intelligence here, and when you do, or when you have, it's opened a doorway to the subconscious. Definitely indulging in some subconscious things, which is a lot of intuitive talk, a lot of dreams, a lot of things happening. And with inner trust, we got the Ace of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Devil. No. But another thing again with the inner trust, we know that this is looking inside, looking deep inside, going into the corners of your mind there, going in. See, now Capricorn, your card came forward. So this is really saying for this particular card, this is something that you need to understand and pay attention to. Okay? You've gone into the corners of your mind. You've understood yourself. You've looked. You've seen the devil. And you realize that you're not the devil anymore. See how you've come out? You're very humble, very clean. Okay? Because you understand that you have ignited something in you. You have ignited this. You have a new beginning, the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is creativity, spirituality, passion, fire. You've found your inner self, and it's ignited something. And what it's ignited is beautiful, wonderful cycles. The wheel of fortune turning in your favor, success and abundance. You found it inside of you because you now know that you are abundant. You know what I mean? And it's starting to take hold. It's starting to take hold. Before you didn't believe it, but now you do. You realize, oh my God, I am highly intuitive. I am being guided to have a better life. I am finding myself and learning to love myself and understanding that what I have is actually very unique to me, which is the spark, this beautiful wand that you can manifest your inner magic. Don't forget I'm a Capricorn rising, so I'm resonating with this right now, and it's awesome. It's good confirmation for those that are just really wanting to be successful in whatever they've started to create. And Spirit is really saying yes, yes, yes. Remember, Capricorn, yes, we said yes. So it's sort of like a blessing here from Spirit saying, you know what, everything you want, everything you touch will turn into gold, because here comes the sun. And here comes the gift from the universe. And they want you to know that deep inside what you've seen is the tiger. Now, the strength card is usually a woman with the beast, okay? But in this one, it's a tiger. And I love that it's a tiger in this one, because the tiger talks about feminine intuitiveness. And then they've put it into the strength card, which is a fire sign, by the way. So you've got a bit of fire in here. You may be dealing with a fire sign as well. They could have sparked something in you when you had to look. There's a lot of stuff coming in. There's a lot of different scenarios coming in at this point. But they just want you to know that after the storm, you've had enough strength to weather it. In fact, you've almost parted the seas with your intuitive self, with your strength. You know what? It's like there was a wall, and you've just walked right through the middle of it. You're like, you know what? The wall no longer exists to me. There is no wall. It's like the Matrix. There is no spoon. So you can bend the spoon because there is no spoon. There is no wall. And so you decided to walk right through it. And that's because you're believing in yourself. You're understanding that the reward is you. You are the reward. You are the strength card. And the devil, but it's sort of like you understand that part of you, and it's ignited all this power and strength in yourself, and believing who you are, and understanding that you are this beautiful being that should exist in the world, and without you, the world will not be a better place. Just let that sink in, that without you, the world will not be a better place, because you're supposed to be in it. You're born here and now. You're supposed to be here, Capricorn. And here with conscious connections, you got the world. You are reaching far beyond anything you can perceive. And the universe wants you to know it. Like I said, you are the gift here. The conscious connections. I feel like in your development here, in this developing situation, in this strength, in this Wheel of Fortune, and knowing yourself, in this Queen of Cups, in the World card, there's a lot of depth here. But it's almost like you are creating something more abundant than you realize, because in making yourself stronger, you're going to inspire people, especially people that get to know you. Like on that deep level. This is something they will not be able to ignore. And anyone that hears you, sees you, knows you, believes in you, will feel comfortable to be themselves and find inspiration in what you do. So if you are starting a business where it's going to be, you want to reach out to the world, I say do it. I say do it. I say you have enough strength to do it. And the universe is almost giving their blessing here, like outwardly, saying, you know what, Capricorn, you are so powerful right now. You have done all the work. You are listening to us. You are bringing it forward. You are being humble. You are manifesting strong, amazing things, and you are now ready to face the world and make with those conscious connections. You know, you're going to be led down an adventure that will complete the old cycles of how you used to think and begin this beautiful new cycle in which you can be actually truly yourself. This is the birth of something new. And I love that. I love that. I love how that just flew out like that. The birth of something new. Old cycles and new cycles beginning, but in a positive way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring forward the person who's in your heart space and your love space, just for those that like to have a little bit of a touch up on their love space and who they're thinking about. Because I'm actually quite interested with this conscious connection, because this feels, like I said, this felt like this was somebody coming towards you, looking at you, realizing your value, seeing the difference in you. So, can I please have the energy of the person that Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter and Mars is connecting to at this time? Let's see their energy. Let's see what they come forward with. I saw it, but I didn't believe it. I saw it, but I didn't believe it. Because when I picked up the deck, that card was underneath. And I was like, I wanted to show it. Isn't it interesting? And then it wanted to come out anyway. Ace of Pentacles. This person may be an earth sign just like you. Or have... This is the Ace of Pentacles. Guys. Your person's coming forward with an offer. A solid one. An abundant new offer. They may be an earth sign. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. But they're going to come forward with something that they want to share with you. They want to give you something. Or a gift from the universe itself. An offering. What else do they have to say? What else do they have to say? Oh. I saw it. Magician energy. Another one. Wow. 1 and 1. We are all connected. This is really... I'm like my hands. I feel nervous. There's a lot of energy in this reading right now. But I did do a meditation with my higher self, so I think they're really bringing in some good positive energy. And the Chariot, oh my God. Did I say twin flame soulmate? Your person. And look underneath the deck. The Lovers. Oh my God. You're just bringing in love. Capricorn, a loving of self and the blessing of the universe by creating conscious connections. You're bringing forward the love of your life. Because it's time. It's just time. You're manifesting someone beautiful, someone solid, someone who understands you. This is going to be important in the days and the years and the weeks coming, that they have to understand you. They have to, because you're going to be getting a lot of intuitive stuff that you have to discern through, and you need a good sounding board. So this person, okay, I'm just going to, because these are all, besides the Ace of Pentacles, this is Major Arcana, which is powerful. But the Ace of Pentacles, this is the universe giving this, by the way. This is the universe giving this. This is what the universe does. You've done something right here. I can tell you that. Whatever you've done, Capricorn, you've done something right. A-OK for awesomeness. And, man, this is pretty cool. I feel like I don't even have to bring in any advice for you, because this is the advice. Just know that you deserve this. But the Ace of Pentacles is given to you by the universe. It's usually given and offered by the universe. So this is a new, abundant beginning. And here with the Magician, it's like manifesting, understanding that you have all the aces in your pocket. You have the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. And so you're able to manifest and manipulate energy. And it's not even in a negative way because you've done all the clearing of all that shadowy work. So you're literally a light being right now. You know, you're an earth angel. Thank you. And it's just saying now you can bring about what you need because it's the right time to do it and to get involved with it, to get involved in your life, start adventures, start something new, break out of the mold of what you were before into something absolutely divine. And here with the Chariot, things are turning, like the cogs of the universe are working in your favor. And look what it is. See, it's different in every deck. It's always different, but in this Draconis tarot, there's two people in there. They're working together to bring forward victory and triumph. And if this isn't love, this can also be a really great business adventure for Capricorn. If this is what you need, this is what you need. And here with the Lovers, I thought it might have been the Strength card, but the Strength card is different. But it is Lovers, definitely a decision. So I'm just going to read what I think are... Yeah, an earth sign for sure. A fire sign, Sagittarius, Cancer here, and a Gemini. So if you're dealing, they could, if you're dealing with any of these people in your heart space, just be mindful of who they are. Because I feel like you're manifesting, like this is a really beautiful reading, and I'm quite happy it's for Capricorn. Because I feel like you're bringing in the love of your life. They just keep saying that, the love of your life. Because it's just time. You deserve it. You've done all the work. You've created all this energy. And it's like you've created energy. And the universe is now using it to bring it forward. The universe and you are working together. Which is what you want in the end, isn't it? You want that. You want to work with the universe. You're being cooperative with everything and everyone around you. And at times you may have been very stubborn and stuck, but I feel like now you realize, no, it's for the benefit of everyone else. I've worked on myself now. Now I'm going to share it outwards. And this is where you're coming to, like beautiful, loving relationships in your life because you're understanding and you're using your mind, your energy, your heart, your soul in a conscious way. You're awake. You're just awake, Capricorn. You're so awake. It's like, might be annoying. Sometimes have you been suffering from insomnia? Because you might be a little bit more awake than you want to be sometimes. But it just is. It just is. And it is your time. So we're just going to bring forward a message from Mother Isis because she gets mad when I don't bring forward a message from her. I work with her closely, energetically. So here we go. Oh my God! I just have to take a moment there. We got the Merkaba, but I just want to show you what it says. And it gave me a fright because I was actually looking at the Chariot card when I was shuffling and moaning a little bit about Mother Isis. But she's literally saying, she shut me up for a moment there. But it says, Chariot of Ascension, the Merkaba. A spiritual practice has come or is soon coming to your attention that will need your soul, or that will help your soul journey. Take your time to develop and practice your chosen spiritual discipline regularly. This will help you grow in power and grace, anchoring the spiritual light within the body of your soul. That is so deep. So, a spiritual practice. I did say this. I feel like this is just you tuning into you, and in tuning into you, tuning into unconditional love of the universe, and the universe hearing it because they know now that you answered the call. Whatever calling it is, it doesn't have to be a spiritual space. It can be a practical space. It can be a business space. It can be a relationship space. But it's like you've gone into the corners of your mind and you've pulled in the light. You've opened up the doorway to the darkness, to your third eye. You may have a third eye awakening. You may be seeing things. You may be dreaming things. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot of energy, powerful energy. If you're working with spiritual guides, they love you. with the Merkaba here, because the Merkaba is about, it's almost like an energy field, okay? And within that energy field, we become light beings. Now, I've said this before, light beings. And it's just like an elevation. And they're saying here, the chariot of ascension. So you are leveling up, Capricorn, the Merkaba. Merkaba is about like a strong, powerful light that pulsates outward. So you're emitting light, you're giving light to your life, you're giving, it's almost like you've had a dream, and the dream was this beautiful fantasy, you know, and in that fantasy, you've lived this beautiful life, and it's weird because I feel like now you're putting that dream into reality because you've given the universe the energy that it's wanting, and now it's reciprocating. And here with the chariot of ascension, Merkaba, spiritual practice has come or is soon coming to your attention that will help your soul journey. So there's a lot of soul expansion, growth and stuff. There's a lot of potential right now for you. Actually, it's already started. Take your time to develop and practice your chosen spiritual discipline regularly. This will help you grow in power and grace, anchoring the spiritual light within the body of your soul. So you're just becoming one with you and your destiny. Destiny calls, Capricorn, and you answered. And I love it. Welcome to your new life. Enjoy it. Take care, guys. Until next time. I'm going to leave it right there. Bye. Bye, Capricorn.